What's going on, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasanabi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We are live and alive, and I hope all the boys, I hope all the girls, and I hope all the MBs are having a fantastic one, because today is a beautiful day. Today's a beautiful day because it's 79 degrees here. 79 degrees here on this sunny, glorious morning here in California, Los Angeles. But there's another reason why today's a beautiful day. Some of you might be wondering, why is today a beautiful day? Well, that's because it's a fucking Tuesday, bruv. That's right. It's 79 fucking degrees on a Tuesday. Yep. It's Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. That's right. Downton Abbey, the #1 show on Google Play. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Yes. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Now, what? Bruvland, I can't swim in my own bin?
There's no problem. I'm just saying you're in the bin.
Yeah, I'm swimming.
I gotta pee again. Hold on. I'll be back in 1 second.
Because it's a hot
Oi, bruv!
day.
Yeah, but you're in the bin.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to enjoy the hottest day in England. It's 40 degrees.
Well, what? It's not a celebration. It's not like a bit.
Celebration.
How is it?
Well, it's a celebration for normal English people like me.
Yeah, but but
No buts.
no, but you're having a cocktail in the bin.
Yeah, I'm having a cocktail in the bin.
But why?
Right. If you want to fight about it, come here and fight.
But I don't want to fight.
Well, why are you sitting there waffling, saying you're not allowed to swim in your own bin? You've got to go with all the Muppets in the leisure centre. That's what you want, isn't it?
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You did?
No. I know.
You said the leisure centre.
Yeah, no. I didn't say the leisure centre, but I didn't.
You did.
You know, I did say
So
that.
you're arguing again.
No.
You're trying to bring me down.
No. I'm not trying to bring you down.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Of course you are.
I'm not trying to bring you
Why don't you come here, first of all, say, oi, what are you doing? Like, in my own bin, in my own house. Yeah? You've got nothing to say now, have you? Yeah, you just want to sit there giving it waffle. You don't want to come and fight like a man.
No.
You just want to say, you can't do this, you can't do that, when all I want to do is enjoy the sunshine.
No. I'll come out, but like I don't want to fight.
Well, come out then. Don't just say, I will come out.
All right. I'm coming out.
All right, you're coming out.
Yeah.
So what's your problem? You coming over and fight me?
No. I'm not trying to fight.
What are you filming me for?
No, I just want to see what you.
Well, you're pervert.
No, I'm not.
You pervert.
You're pervert. You want to see my naked body?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, fuck off. I'm not interested.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry. Off you toddle.
No, come on then.
Come on, if you want to fight.
No, come on then.
Fight. Don't say,
come on then.
I'm going to toddle off. Oh, no. I want to see your naked body because I'm a pussy.
All right, man. Then come on then. Come on then.
Do and what they can't do.
Come on then. Get out of there then.
Don't say come on. I've told you to come on.
No. Come on then.
So what are you going to do? I'll knock your bloody nose down your throat.
All right, then go on then.
Oh, that's perfect. Who jumps in the garbage can to cool off? Dude, British people, man. What's he supposed to do? Go into the fucking River Thames? Go on then. Total off, yeah. Him falling made it a lot better. Oh, solar opposites representing... it's too perfect. Yeah, it might be fake. So, before we get to the solar opposites thing, fuck, I can't finish my thought. God damn it. As I was saying, it was an incredible experience overall. I love doing IRL streams. Even if the community doesn't really appreciate it as much, I don't know. I think it's great. It's a wonderful way to, like, you know, link up with other people. And ultimately, we tied it together. You know, I had some ups and downs throughout the process. Will had some ups and downs throughout the process, but we ultimately fucking pulled it through, and I'm really glad we did it. And you know, it's always so fucking awesome to just like link up with people. Actual K-drama lol. Best thing that happened to me at TwitchCon was meeting Hasan the Hun in real life. He was so nice, generous, and super tall with small head. Question mark. Fan made video. I did meet her. She was so funny. Partnership back. That's awesome. Congratulations.
What? What the hell just happened? What happened? I don't even know what happened. Oh, Hassan
Wait, no way Hasan retweeted my picture. God, can you hear my heartbeat?
I just gotta say something. None of you are as ride or die as she is, okay? None of you. This community needs to realize that IRL streams also bring freshness to improve the desktop streams. If you were tied to this 365 days a year, the content would die. I agree.
You did! No way!
There are very few people that... She touched my shirt when she was in NM because you were on it.
I think this one better.
Here you go. The K-drama music is sending me. Yeah, it's awesome. This is wonderful. Yeah. I'm going to retweet this. Dude. Good ending with you and Jay. What? Oh, this? Yeah, I did post this, by the way. Juice this. I posted this yesterday. Here you go. There's some good photos in here as well. What an awesome week TwitchCon has done, but the memories are permanent. Here it is. We took a photo wearing the same shirts. And there it is. I put a little shirtless one in there too. Here's a photo of me and Gideon. The Lego event was kind of lame. Yeah, if they put me with my friends, then it would not have been lame. You wouldn't have thought that it was lame. Talked to him. Was he chill? Yes, bro. Yes, yes. Shirtless one was so unnecessary. Man, just say it's not for you, okay? It's not for you. Apparently I was referencing solar opposites. Let's see.
Maybe we can talk to some lawyers or the media, or I could tweet at AOC and maybe she'll play Twitch with us. We'll raise some awareness. The squad will help.
I've spent the past 2 years of
All right. But yeah. Here's the last thing. I was on the Bella Porch video. There's a little funny moment here.
Then you can go to that app.
someone's Barbie.
This is her BTS of like behind the scenes of
But
like
I'm like,
filming the video, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna get her. You're
Why is it so
You
fucking
freak.
loud?
be in my squad.
Stop complaining. You look great. I'm kidding. You look like No, don't make fun of him. He is destroyed. Like, look at what he's wearing. You at least don't look like that, okay?
He looks like he has 2 grandkids.
You guys look good. That's bullshit. That ain't my job.
So here's the funny thing, okay? Now, I was on the Bella Porch music video, okay? Finally, it came out. It finally fucking came out. And I'm just going to show you, okay? I'm just going to show you the fucking music video that I was in, all right? Does anyone have it? Does anyone have the fucking link? I'm just gonna look it up here. Whatever. Bella Porch. So we're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're just gonna breeze through it real quick, especially because, like, here, this is how it opens up. There's Valkyrie. She's dead. Which streamer stop shilling Bella Porch challenge hard mode? Yeah, dude. Next time when someone is like, hey, do you want to be in a fucking music video? I'm going to be like, sorry, I can't do that. Shut up, idiot. So, what too much blue light does to a motherfucker? Okay. Chatter not being crybaby hard mode. Yeah, impossible. Impossible difficulty. That's new game 17. New game plus 17 for Chatter. So, Dream is in the music video. He's like the villain of the music video. I think she does a really good job of like literally getting all these fucking content creators together to like build even more hype around her music, right? Whatever. But we fucking filmed. Like, we went to on location and we filmed, Miskiff and I, and it was a lot of fun when we did it, right? But also I was like, all right, you know, I think I'm going to be in a fucking music video. That's sick. And there's a difference between doing background and being a cameo. And I thought I was a fucking cameo. Turns out, nope. They cut me out. They fucking cut my ass out, dude. They like literally had an establishing shot and everything for me. So that is a cameo. For those of you who don't know what a cameo is, this is a cameo. That's Ludwig. Establishing shot, clearly in the fucking frame. Walking away, reaction shot, all that. That's a cameo. This, on the other hand, is not a cameo. And this, on the other hand, is not a cameo, okay? We did not have a cameo. We got fucking... So, here, this is where Miskiff is supposed to be in the background. You're not going to see him. You might miss him. And that's me. That's it. That's literally the only fucking moment that I'm in the video. You got downgraded to Easter egg. Yeah, exactly. Miz has more of you as well behind the scenes. I don't know if you watched this yet. No, I haven't, but we'll look at it. She's such an ass. Why is everybody supporting her on Twitch? Did they not know her TikTok saga? No, why is she an ass? I don't care. Okay? You'll never be Rich Campbell. No, it's just like... The thing is, like, Bella texted me while I was in Amsterdam, right? She was like, hey, I'm going to do an Instagram live with Grimes and you. Like, you should come on. And I don't know what level of involvement I have in the music video, but I literally fucking fell asleep because she was like, oh, it's 7 p.m. We're going to do an Instagram live together. I'd love to have you on it. And I was like, sure, I'd be down to do it. And I was like, wait a minute, 7 p.m. like your time? She wanted me to wake up at 5 a.m. in Amsterdam to do a fucking Instagram live with her. And then like, can you imagine I do that? And then the music video comes out and this is my involvement in the music video. Just, what the fuck? So I fell asleep anyway, and I couldn't make it to that Instagram live, but like, I literally did not think that this was going to be it. I thought that there was like an establishing, shot and shit, but that's it. That's literally the only time you see me, and you never even see Miskiff in the video at all. And then at the end, you know, this is the most we got out of the music video. But did you get paid? No, of course not. But I wasn't doing it for payment. I was doing it because it's cool. That's it. Like, Saikuno, Larray, like, you know, everybody had like a bigger... outside of me and Miskiff, everyone literally had a cameo. They straight up cut us out. Ray was just dead. Yeah, but like she was literally like, you know, she was in the first video, I think, and she also was like, you know, prominently featured. I'm straight up a blur in the background, and Mischief is non-existent, dude. Oh, there he is. Wait, hold on. I found him. There he is right there. Look at that. There he is. Missed Kiff. Now, ultimately, it was a lot of, it was all good fun. And ultimately, Miskiff lost his fucking camera to do this, by the way, which is pretty funny. But yeah, we did it. We did it. We were in a music video, and we got Lud cropped and turned into background. Austinox got you? Oh, is this? Yeah, I know. There it is. There I am, dude. There I am. The video would have been, the video just would be the same without you and Miz? Yeah, literally. No, like, straight up. No, I didn't get paid for it, but I don't want to get fucking paid for it. What am I going to do with, like, background person's salary? Shut the fuck up, weirdos. Bud had a small role in the previous one, so who knows? You could come back for a bigger one next time around. He did it. Wow, laughing at the misfortune of Miz. You are a fake leftist. Yeah, I mean, dude. Bro, just discovered you from the Bella Porch music video. You got potential. That's so funny. It seems like it was targeted at a younger audience, so fatherly types didn't fit the aesthetic. Miskiff is the fatherly type now. Did you at least get paid? Be kind of fucked to make you do a shoot and not put you in. No, I didn't get paid, but like there's no payment in that situation. You guys are being so silly. Why the fuck would I do this for payment? Like some of you simultaneously think I'm the richest man alive, but then also like will literally be like, oh, you should have gotten paid $50 to be in the music video. How much do you think extras and background people get paid? Like, I live in LA, so I know. I'll tell you, like, it's not a lot, okay? It's basically paid in exposure, okay? The reason why I wanted to do this is because it's a fucking cool opportunity. Extras fucking work for the pizza, okay? Chatters keep thinking what they would do if it was them personally. Yeah. Did they give you food? Yeah, but I didn't have it because I wanted to rush back home and stream. The thing is, like, I didn't even get fucking exposure if I was going to get paid in exposure. Not 100% not our choice. Also, they probably had hours of footage for a 3-minute video. Yeah, no, I know. Mrs. reaction to the cameo.
Why is Hasan there? The TVs. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome, dude. Bro. What the actual fuck? I flew out an entire week. I flew out for an entire week. And I was supposed to be in the background. But instead, Bella Porsche puts me on TV!
That's a healthy attitude to have. That's a healthy attitude to have about it. This is what the video should have. That's what the video should have looked like, to be fair. That's what should have happened. Can't believe they didn't. The glass half full type of guy instead of you, a glass half empty type of guy. That's just who I am. I'm a curmudgeon, okay? Shut the fuck up. Imagine being a sweaty man complaining that a woman didn't put more of you in her video about girl power. What do you mean? Fucking Ludwig is a man. What the fuck are you talking about? That's what I'm mad about. That like Bud got a bigger cameo than I did. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. I did see my shout out in Hulu's Solar Opposites. We already covered that. Connor stole L Week from you, dude. Yeah, no, I know. I know. Their love is wonderful. Okay, they love each other. It's great. I love Connor Dog Virginia. He's great. He's really fun. He's a really fucking cool dude. Also, one last fucking attack. Just seems like a way to get more views on a music video from people's followings. Yeah, I know. One last fucking line of attack here for the record. Okay. This motherfucker was like, hey, I can't come to the UK with you. Okay, sorry, I can't travel. Ask Cutie. Ask Cutie if you want me to travel. Ask Cutie. Like, all right. Sure. And then he fucking went to Australia. Dog, you should have come to the fucking UK. Ludwig, I asked Ludwig to come to the UK with me, with Cutie. But Ask Cutie means no, because like Cutie is terrified of flying. Okay? I literally said, dude, come to the UK and then, like, you know, maybe even you know, TwitchCon EU, like, we'll do some stuff there. Obviously, you're not Twitch, but, like, it would be great. This motherfucker was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And he went to the Smelly Smash tournament in Australia, dude. Can you imagine? Dead to me. Actually dead to me. If I didn't know better, I'd really think he dislikes you with how often he fucked you over. He literally doesn't like you like that. See? Do you see this? This is a 9-month subscriber saying this. This is what happens, dude. This is what happens. Now you got the parasocial saying he doesn't like you like that. That's your fault, dude. How many times does Lud need to do this for you to realize he just doesn't care? Again, more of the parasocial entities. Hey guys, I'm kidding. Okay? This is known as a joke. Okay? I don't know if you know this, but you don't know Ludwig personally, and you don't know me personally. What is wrong with you? I'm going along with the fucking memes, and you're ruining it because I can't even make a fucking joke because you're taking it seriously. Please stop. He kisses you twice and you become the overly attached girlfriend? It's weird, dude. Why the fuck are people like this? What the fuck? I hope chatters are joking too. Yeah.
What is up?
I am not your friend. That's what Ludwig. Yeah, every time I want to hang out with Ludwig, he goes like this. Spending money you don't have on subs will make you lose your mind. What else? Oh, here, the last Austin Ox bit too before we get into the news.
Riders and ropers give it their best. We'll show them how loud the hometown crowd can get close tonight, y'all. We all got a little bit of cowboy deep inside. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the Texas sky. Welcome to the show, are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight. Where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to the show.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. That was great. Shouts out to Hasanabi for that edit. You look like an adult riding a tricycle. Question: how hard is it to stay on it? It's pretty hard. It just depends. It's not random. I can send this to you if you still want this for TikTok.
Take me back to high school when I was...
Yeah, please. Send it to me. I want a TikTok. I mean, this already popped off on your fucking page. What the fuck? You have 48,000 likes on this. God damn it! I will never be able to do a TikTok, man. I saw George and Carl. Like, bro, these guys, hanging out with these guys is really interesting. Okay, fuck. I'm like, last thing. And then I keep fucking saying more things. But like, hanging out with these dudes is really fun because they're cool. They're cool as fuck, obviously. But also, you watch their brains operate in a way where it's like, it's fascinating, you know? Like literally every moment they're thinking like, okay, how can I make content out of this? And I have content brain as well, right? I have content brain as well, but when it comes to, bro, what do you mean? These are not trying times for me, okay? Like when I see stuff like this, I realize like, bro, this was just not meant to be, okay? I mean, look at her fucking boyfriend. Like, look at her husband. Like, this dude is the furthest away from someone that looks like me. You know what I mean? This dude looks like a beetle. Obviously, if that's who she's into, then, like, she would have never been into me anyway. You know what I mean? And he's hot. But a very different style than someone like myself. Dude, what the fuck? His face has got the dick V's, bro. How is that even possible? Homie literally has the dick V's on his face, bro. What the fuck kind of high elf looking ass motherfucker is this? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Fuck this guy. What did he get the fucking handsome Squidward Giga Chad jaw surgery? What the fuck is this? I've literally never seen this before. I mean, some dudes have cheekbones, but this dude is literally, he looks heroin chic, but also isn't even that skinny. How did he do that? So you're saying you'd come on his face? Yeah, he's got facial cum gutters, dude. What? Why are you saying, huh? That's what the dick V's are. What do you think a dick V is, bro? It's a cum gutter. Remember when I said British people either look like this or like George Not Found or look like shit and nothing in between? This is what I mean. British people either look like this or they just look literally hard to look at. And nothing in between. Why is it like that? Or the guy in the bin, exactly. He said, yeah. What is this? This phenotype is more normal in some places in Europe, but still rare. Bro, come on. Please don't fucking bust out the calipers, dude. Their first kid's going to be a fucking N64 character with his bone structure. Yeah, shit's gonna look weird, bro. All kinds of weird. Anytime someone drops phenotype in the chat, I'm like, let's stop. Let's stop right there, okay? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, along with multiple members of Congress, got arrested. Yeah, oh, politician using TikTok correctly? We'll do that as well. It's fucking Tuesday, bruv. It's Tuesday, innit? And guess what? AOC got arrested alongside multiple members of Congress by friend of the show and my good friend, who I'm going to have on the stream in a few days, Felix Biederman of Chapo Trap House. Look at him. He's arresting AOC right here, as you can see in broad daylight, for not being leftist enough and not being a real leftist. That's right. He is the podcast police.
No, she's a member of the House.
Felix is a Tier 1 operator, as you guys know. And also Felix Biederman of Chapo Trap House. He is a Tier 1 operator. And also on top of that, a podcast police. Here it is in broad daylight. Once again, why Felix is arresting AOC. Said, my bad. True. Not arrested, just escorted off the street. She chose to put her hands up behind her back for the photo op. Secondhand embarrassment. She isn't even handcuffed. He already apologized for it. Okay, well, she wasn't arrested. Well, I don't think she's like, I don't think she's faking being handcuffed, considering that she put her fucking hand up. Defending libs now? Always. Cops tell you to put your hands behind your back regardless of if you're cuffed or not? Yeah, it's a way to fucking manage your... It's a way to easily manage you. They did arrest her. We made a total of 35 arrests for crowding, obstructing, or incommoding DC code. The arrest number includes 17 members of Congress. Why are they flexing? Like, why... Capitol Police is like, on the one hand, crying about like having their fucking fifis hurt or whatever... during the January 6th protest, where they like opened the doors and were like, please come in. Please come in and, you know, fuck shit up, please. It will be great. And then they turn around and they're like, yeah, that's right. We arrested 17 Congress members. Oh, sick, bro. Fucking fire. Fucking killing it, dude. Thank God. Bag him and tag him. I was in DC today buying weed. You're fucking sick, dude. Sick in the head. Can you tell me what the Tucker headline for this clip will be tonight? Oh, easy. A lot of people like to protest in DC. Some of those people were even in DC during January 6th. But those people had their lives taken from them. That's right. Antifa is the main reason why those brave patriots traveled all the way to traveled all the way to the halls of Capitol Hill, Congress, and stormed in a fervor, getting whipped up in a frenzy by Antifa. And how did the federal government behave? Well, they behaved in a way that is consistent with communist China. They arrested them. They threw them in gulags. But you're not allowed to say that. And then on the other hand, if you want to protest in DC, you can protest like AOC, everyone's favorite liberal media darling, a radical revolutionary communist. This radical revolutionary communist was arrested, or at least she made it seem like she was arrested, at an abortion rally. Of course, on this broadcast, we don't ask the question, why are members of Congress outside violating the law, protesting in defense of baby murder? What's going on? Well, let's take a look at the video. Now, I want to offer a warning to our viewers. You're about to see what liberals call police brutality.
She's a House member, yeah. Yeah. No, she's a member of the House.
That's right. Blink and you might have missed it. Why is AOC's hands behind her back? Is it perhaps to make it seem as though she is being arrested by the police? The horror! The horror! Liberals said, talking about their darling being arrested by the terrible police. Meanwhile, the police are the ones who are actually handcuffed when they can't kill homeless people. What's going on? As you can see in this photo, right at this very moment, Alexandria Sandy Ocasio-Cortez forgets that she is behaving like she's actually arrested and her hands are handcuffed behind her back, and puts her hand up to do a revolutionary communist sign. The fist, if you will. There you go. That will be verbatim, probably a one-to-one Tucker Carlson broadcast, making fun of like AOC, faking being arrested, faking handcuffing herself, and all this other shit, and then compared to January 6th. Literally, watch this coverage tonight. Know for a motherfucking fact it is going to be verbatim the exact same thing that I just said. It's going to be pretty funny if you nailed it. I'm almost certain that that is exactly what happened. God damn, you can make so much money as a conservative. That's the funniest part. That's why I laugh whenever dumb motherfuckers are like, you're such a grifter. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love grifting. I love grifting this way, you know? When I could just as easily, infinitely easier, be a fucking conservative grifter and be one of the best. He tricks people into giving him money by asking them directly to give him money. The only time I trick people into giving me money is at the top of the hour, when I tell you there's a 60-second ad break. And I tell you that, look, if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5, or you can do for free with a Twitch Prime, right? By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month, you know, which you should use on your favorite broadcaster, your favorite streamer. Hopefully that's me. Okay. You can also get gifted a sub like Barricade73 gifted 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. When you were gone, did you see John Bolton essentially admitted carrying out coups in other countries? Yes. Or like Rye Guy 7926, thank you for the 5 gifted. Okay. Here's the 1-minute ad break now. What's going on? An anonymous gifter just gifted 25 gifted subs. Back in the day, people weren't afraid to gift subs to a socialist. And now they're afraid. People are out in the streets figuring out exactly where you live. People are out in the streets making fun of you, saying, how dare you give 25 gifted subs? Many people are afraid of gifting subs to the Hasanabi broadcast in broad daylight, out and about in public. Tucker Carlson's writer in the chat paying you for the bit. Yeah, you're welcome, Tucker Carlson's writers. Fucking gave that to you. We need Nick Mullen on the show. Nick Mullen. Antho, thank you for the 5 get the subs. Pokey announced that she's taking a break. Taking time off. I've been feeling in need of a mental reset and some time to focus on myself, my life offline. In my opinion, proper breaks are essential to one's health, career, longevity, and I'm so grateful for the support y'all have shown me over the years. Thanks for putting me in a position where I'm able to take time off like this. Looking forward to coming back refreshed and ready to make more content. Take care, stay hydrated, and see you soon. Queen! Don't eat the booty. Gifted 5 gifted subs. Back in the day, you could eat the booty like groceries. What's going on? Liberals don't want you to eat the booty like groceries. Heroic Vigilant, thank you for the 10 gifted subs as well. Red CXY, Red 6 Ski, with the 50 big ones. What is happening? New Jordan Peterson podcast says talking about climate change is racist because of Africa. Official Magnus, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Wait, isn't official Magnus Carlson? Sivoya, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. No, right? I don't think so. Isn't that the... No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it's not the... The Sphere Hunter, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. Lanolia, I'm going to claim Skidama. No, his Twitch is Maskenissen. Oh. So yeah, AOC got arrested. AOC got arrested protesting for climate change. Mike Prisner, friend of the show, PSL, and as real of a leftist as you can get, also thinks this is cool, so everybody can suck me. So AOC was actually arrested. I don't know, seems like a good example to set when many millions of young supporters are looking to you for guidance in a major crisis. Hope it inspires more. There you go. More theater. You can say that a lot about civil disobedience actions by labor unions, etc. It doesn't discredit or invalidate them. The point is to do something dramatic to reach millions with new reports, show that what militancy is urgently needed, and inspire others to do the same. Mike Prisner has been literally arrested in the past. I thought it was abortion rights. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, not climate change. Well, he got that wrong. It is for abortion rights, but still. Parkland sentencing trial started yesterday. It's been super rough to watch. My heart breaks for those kids. Dude, I'm not watching that. But yeah. Democratic lawmakers, including Ocasio-Cortez, Tlaib, Spire, and more arrested for abortion rights in protest outside of the Supreme Court. I think that is the least that people can do. There's, you know. Did he mean political climate instead of climate change? Maybe. Aren't the green bandanas affiliated with a group that organizes a... Yeah, I don't know if it's RevCom affiliated, the green bandanas. But I have seen them wear that. Ilhan was arrested as well. Yep. Omar's staff confirmed her arrest Tuesday afternoon, and Congresswoman issued the following response on social media. Today, I was arrested while participating in a civil disobedience action with my fellow members of Congress outside the Supreme Court. I will continue to do everything in my power to raise the alarm about the assault on our reproductive rights. I've talked about this issue many times on this broadcast. You already fucking know what my thoughts are on this issue. You already know how I feel about this. It is preposterous that this is a real thing. It's preposterous that the American government is doing this, but it's not. The RevComs do use it, but the green bandanas originated during the Argentine fight for reproductive rights. Oh, okay. She is posing for the picture with her hands behind her back, though. Dude, you are such an annoying little nitpicky aesthetics liberal, by the way. If you are being like, oh, her hands are behind her back, specifically because she wants to make it seem like she's being arrested, and not because, like, cops fucking make you do that to, like, move you around easier, I'm just going to say it one more time. You are just as aesthetics focused as the fucking smarmy little liberals that you despise. Just understand that. You're just doing it from, like, a leftist perspective. Okay? She's not white, chat. She doesn't want to get shot. Okay, chill the fuck out. No cop is going to shoot Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You're psychotic if you think that. Like, come on. Chill out. Cop, it's literally career suicide if a cop in DC arrests a politician. You gotta be a child to think any DC cop would put a politician in cuffs. Yeah. There's so many leftists shitting on her for optics and claiming she's an actress is beyond dumb. Yes, because the peak of leftist activism revolves around tweeting fucking quotes on the internet. When will you find out? When will you understand? There are things that AOC does that I disagree with, okay? There are things that AOC does that I disagree with. Certainly. Like, you know, unconditional support to Israel. Or maybe sometimes feeling conflicted about her unconditional support for Israel. These are things that I am frustrated by, okay? But ultimately, she raises a lot of fucking money for the causes that she genuinely cares about instead of trying to fucking fundraise off of disasters like the rest of the goddamn Democratic Party. She is the bare minimum good politician. Okay? And it's something that I always mention, but for some fucking weird reason, people have refused to recognize this. People on the internet that think like, oh, fuck electoralism, that's not the way to do it, refuse to recognize that like electoralism could be a good mechanism for organizing, okay? Electoralism normalizes certain kinds of concepts. That's the reason why Bernie Sanders running on the main stage during the Democratic primaries in 2016 revitalized the leftist movement in a meaningful capacity. So shut the fuck up, okay? AOC is not going to be the perfect revolutionary person that you expect her to be. She's not a revolutionary Marxist anyway. She's quite literally exhausting state machinations, okay? But ultimately, she does a lot of good. So I don't care. I will continue to criticize her when she doesn't do good shit, when she does bad things, but this is not one of them. And there are people who are way more radical than you, okay, like Mike, who also agree with me on this issue, that think that this is a good thing that AOC did. Okay, I'm sorry that she's not a fucking third world Maoist. I'm sorry that she's not, personally fucking bombing like military bases or some shit, whatever the fuck you think a true revolutionary should be doing, okay? But ultimately, if you agree that like you can move the needle a little bit through electoralism, even on the front of like genuinely, even when it comes to like making certain movements popular, you know, she's doing a good job on that front. And I agree with her. Staff in our office have taken the first steps toward unionization along with 7 other offices in the House. We strongly support the right for congressional workers to unionize and look forward to supporting our staff through this process. For her. I feel like chat doesn't realize a lot of leftism is online. Most people in the wild think socialism is bad and will laugh at you when you tell them to shut up about being transphobic, etc. Yeah. What's crazy is she never said she's a communist, yet every leftist expects this from her. I think she's good, and yes, I'm critical on her. There will never be an ideal candidate that fills all our needs. No, dude, because the ideal fantasized, the revolutionary that people think about is literally fucking rising up and organizing with arms and shit, okay? And that's not going to happen. You have validated points, Hasan. You're good at this. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Thanks, man. I haven't lost my touch, right, guys? I hope. Yeah, a true revolutionary is never a politician. Need outside orgs to do the dirty work, just saying. Exactly. Oh, by the way, President Biden was going to declare a climate emergency, and he went back on it. Deleted this tweet because the White House is now saying there won't be a climate emergency declaration tomorrow. While I trust my sources were providing me with good info at the time, I don't want this to keep spreading if it's no longer true. Brandon fucking did another one of those, like... Joe Brandon did the Turkish ice cream vendor shit. Joe Brandon did the Turkish ice cream vendor shit, and he was like, oh, you want climate change? Oop, just kidding. You want to see? You want legislation that will fucking at least, like, make it more tolerable when the fucking... entire planet is either on fire or underwater, sometimes at the same time. Well, nope, just kidding. That's what Brandon did. He was like, fucking pulled that shit right out of your face.
We're going to get started this morning with that dangerous heat wave many of you across the country are dealing with.
With sweltering temperatures.
Not even just across the country, but across the world, by the way. London is fucking on fire, bro. London is quite literally, London Bridge is falling down. It is falling down into a pit of fucking fire. The Hoover Dam exploded, I guess. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but that's unrelated to the fucking other issues. London Bridge is falling down. The London Fire Brigade has declared a major incident in response to the surge in fires across the capital as temperatures exceed 40 centigrade. Now, for people that don't understand, 40 degrees, you're living in Arizona, you're like, what the fuck do you mean 40 degrees? That's nothing, right? Except... a lot of these fucking goddamn houses are built in like the 17th century when temperatures were significantly cooler. They are not built for 40 degrees centigrade. Like, they are not built for this level of heat. Okay? And none of these fucking houses even have aircon, as I personally experienced when I was fucking out there. That shit is crazy. A transformer fire sparked a blast at the hydropower plant on Lake Mead. That was the explosion. Okay, got it. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting that they have no AC. I can't imagine they don't have great insulation either. Well, part of it is because, like, they didn't need it, right? Temperatures were never this fucking hot. But people legit think that, like, it's... People cannot comprehend how fucking bad it is. People legit cannot comprehend how fucking bad it is to be in the UK when it's like 40 degrees Celsius. They don't understand what 40 degrees Celsius is, okay? And they also don't understand how bad it is when you live in a country that doesn't have the proper insulation for that level of heat because their climate was never this hot, and also doesn't have AC in general, okay? They don't have it. None of these fucking houses have it. I shot an interview with Navarra Media when I was out there, and these dudes have a studio, but like they can't they can't use the air conditioning, partially because like it'll get picked up by the mic, but also because like most places just don't have AC. I mean, here, look at this. Yeah, it's 32 degrees centigrade. All our buildings retain this heat. It's only like 90 degrees, dude. In the UK, our installation is designed around keeping heat in, not out. Yeah, exactly. It's all good, though. Their ancestors spent centuries in this weather, colonizing the planet. They'll figure it out. I mean, this meme is 100% the truth, though. Americans are like, what do you mean? There's like 90 degrees, dude. It's like, bro, they're fucking melting out there. People are dying from heat exhaustion and shit. Don't say London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is down is the phrase code used when the Queen will die. Okay, well, she's dead anyway, so they probably used it a while ago. Oh, here, this was really cool. I think this is what I think it is. Oh, no, this is not what I think it is. There was I saw earlier today, I saw literally like average temperature and how it has changed so dramatically over the past like couple centuries in the UK, by the way. But people keep telling me that because the UK had a heat wave in 1976, climate change is so overhyped. So here's the global heat anomaly maps from June 1976 to June 2022. Huh, that's a little different. I want to... Does anyone have that? You sound like the meme you just showed. Americans didn't laugh when people were dying in the floods in Texas, but they somehow find this funny. Such hypocrisy. I mean, dude, once again, everybody sees this as a disaster. And there's nothing you can do than, you know, laugh at this point at our dark reality. Oh, yeah, this is it. From the 1600s to now, the annual average temperature, it spikes a little bit, but ultimately it's at like consistently 8 to 9. Hits 10 a little bit a couple times, goes back down. Here, let's speed this up a little bit. Now it's at 10. Like the average of the average annual temperature is now basically stuck permanently at fucking 10 degrees. When it was like 8 to 9, it was like 8 to 9 in the 1600s, and now it's 9 to 10. This visual is pretty shit, not gonna lie. No, first of all, it's an annual average temperature, so it's I don't know how meaningful it is ultimately to show you exactly how fucking warm it gets, but 1 degree in over 400 years, brother. 1 degree in change over the fucking average temperature is huge, dude. Are you crazy? Do you know what 1 degree does, dude? Motherfucker just said 1 degree change. Oh, whatever, dude. That's not that big of a deal. 1 degree for average is insane, chatter. That is fucking crazy. 4 degrees is literally doomsday. Humanity is fuck change. Yeah, no. 1 degree is already fucking humanity is fuck change. -3 degrees average decrease gives you a fucking ice age, I believe. Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, over the... Dude. My man said it's only 1 degree change, bro. Yeah, whatever, dude. I'll just turn on the AC, going back to that original meme, but it's literally this. Chatter looked at 1 degree temperature change on average and was like, whatever, dude. Like, what? I'll just fucking turn on the AC 1 degree further. You know what I mean? Yeah, brother. Yee. What the fuck do you mean? Who cares? So what will end up happening is doomerism. What will end up happening is more fascist governments as migration inevitably happens as a consequence of climate change, destroying agriculture, as we've seen already. Like, part of climate change, part of the Syrian civil war was kickstarted as a consequence of climate change. Crops are going to get eviscerated. People are not going to be able to have food. That's going to create instability and volatility. There's going to be fallout. And when there's fallout, governments are going to want to fucking take over and control. And the only way to control a group of individuals who are starving is by killing them and forcing them into submission. Okay? And then after that submission happens, after that forcible submission happens, people are going to literally leave. They're going to be displaced. And they're going to need new places to live in. They're going to go to Europe and cooler areas, cooler climates. They're going to go to America. Countries that have a semblance of stability. Okay? America with Latin America. And Europe with Africa and the Middle East. And the only way to stop that mass migration, instead of accommodating for that mass migration and building housing and doing everything you can to make sure that that people are taken care of, ensuring that people live in livable fucking cities, in sustainable environments, in their own home countries, is to create bigger walls, better borders, more guns, and more detention facilities where we can enslave the immigrant population. That's the future. So, I mean, not to be super doomer, but super doom pill, but that is the truth. That is what's happening.
Accuse me of being a climate change denier, which I'm not. I know that we've got to adjust the way we run the world and the way we live in our own societies because climate is changing. But it's not changing for one reason only, the one reason only being how wicked man is to set fire to the planet in all sorts of different ways. And the reason I think Prince Charles has been so effective is because he's a moderate. And he's talked gently about it and quietly and slowly. You know.
Yeah, that's, by the way, that's the funny thing. This guy is literally doing, Mike Perry is doing exactly what the other chatter was saying. Oh, by calling everyone a dumbass, that's how you're going to tackle climate change? Yeah, dude. Yeah, no. By sparing people's feelings, will you be able to defeat climate change?
You know, he hasn't gone out onto the streets and started gluing his face to tarmac, and he hasn't been pushing big pink boats through city centres and stopping people going about their everyday life. So more people listen to Prince Charles when he speaks than listen to all these, you know, eccentric people who go around trying to stop the world from moving and causing pollution, all that kind of stuff, than listen to Prince Charles. Prince Charles has done a good job, but I do not believe that the climate crisis is only man-made, and I believe that net zero target 2050 is a completely ridiculous target which will ruin all our lives if it's ever achieved.
Judging on Ash's face, I think she might have a little bit to... Well, I
think she would, yeah.
Might have a little bit to say in response.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, sometimes when I do this job, I wonder if even participating in the media is the right thing to do, because we somehow manage to have the stupidest...
Motherfucker said eccentric lunatics. Like who? Scientists, dude? Is that who you mean when you say eccentric lunatics? Unlike you? Like, I'm sorry that scientists don't look like they fuck children like you do, man. My bad. It's eccentric, you know? It's just... They're not nonsense. They look down upon pedophilia, which is unacceptable. They are not even engaging in nonsense.
Ridiculous target.
It's ridiculous.
Sometimes we somehow manage to have the stupidest possible conversation about the single most serious issue that's facing us as a species. 2050 is too late. All right, there's a reason why the UN climate reports are saying that we've got 10 years to take meaningful action. And actually
What? Ruin our lives, Green Deal, lol? They forget they would make bank on taxes on solar and wind farms?
If we had taken action in the 1970s, in the 1980s, even in the 1990s, we wouldn't have to make such drastic adjustments to how we live our lives. It's because we've wasted all this time having totally pointless arguments, talking about the methods people use to raise awareness rather than the thing they're trying to draw our attention to, that we've ended up, I think, in such a dire position. I mean, we're struggling in 40-degree heat, but by no means is Britain the worst affected.
This is the hottest day ever. It's the hottest day ever, so that's why we're struggling.
Where my family are from in Bangladesh, you have thousands of people dying every year because of arsenic poisoning. The reason why there's arsenic poisoning is because they're having to dig up so much earth to build dams to stop the sea levels rising and coming up the delta. Right? That is a reality that's people are facing right now, and instead we are going on about gluing faces or pink boats rather than going, hang on, what's the issue and what needs to be done about it?
I mean, basically, Ash, you are agreeing with Charles here. We should have listened to him, but he started talking about this when he was 21 years old, about plastic pollution, so you're actually agreeing with him.
We should have listened to the scientists who are sounding the alarm, the environmental activists who said, well, look, Charles...
Bro, this is so funny. It's like British media is so inherently reactionary that they can't even they can't look at anything from the lens of like, here are some nameless scientists, like faceless scientists that have been ringing the alarm bells. Not Prince Charles then. Why are you trying to fucking turn this into a tabloid gotcha moment? Like, fuck Prince Charles, bro. Who gives a fuck? Why do you have to suckle on his little boot? Like, okay, yeah, he got it right, bro. He got it. Like, oh man, but the royals, why are you attacking the royals? They had a good one on this one. I mean, slavery and all was not great, but they had a good one here. Like, who gives a shit?
Charles was one voice in a chorus, fine. I've got problems with his use of helicopters, private jets, whatever, but this isn't about an individual. This is the fact that we have a media conversation which props up billionaire and oligarch polluters and allows them to get away with boiling our planet to a crisp just to make a few people richer.
Is it only man who is, you know, damaging the planet? Is it not meteorological considerations as well? The fact that the Romans were able to...
This is what I mean by having the stupidest possible conversation. We don't have control over sunspots. We have control over how much fossil fuels we burn.
Sunspots happen. And sunspots, funny you should mention, I was going to bring them up, affect the climate of the Earth.
And
there was a mini ice age. There was a mini ice age between 1300 and 1600, right? The Romans grew vineyards on Hadrian's Wall. It's cyclical. It is cyclical.
I mean, what you're doing is effectively defecating in the public swimming pool.
Dude, it's fucking nuts. It's nuts, dude. I mean, he's gonna die soon, so he doesn't give a shit. But I guess, like, does he not have grandchildren? Like, does he not care? You cannot avoid climate disaster. You can avoid it for like the next 100 years. Maybe your next of kin will be able to avoid it if you're rich enough. Okay? But ultimately, it's over. Like, we have one planet. It's done. Okay? It's done. So what's up with these fucking dumbass arguments? Like, oh, well, you know, the Romans, there was a mini ice age. There was a mini ice age. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. You can turn the other, you can look away from the disaster. You can look away at the inevitable climate migrant crisis that's coming, right? You can look away when the government decides to kill them or enslave them for the crime of trying to avoid disasters that we have caused, by the way, because directly the Western world, the industrialized nations, are the primary reason why the third world, underdeveloped countries and non-developed exploited countries are getting fucked over with climate change, okay? Because we're burning fossil fuels at a rate that is significantly higher than them. The average American in their fucking fridge is like entire family's worth of electricity just for the year, right? So the notion that this is you know, their own fault or their own responsibility is also ridiculous. Well, the biggest polluter in history is the U.S. military. Yeah, they can't avoid it. Those wealthy cunts can't avoid it. They building bunkers, aren't they? No, they can't, though. But they can't avoid it. They actually can't. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You can't, like, live in Waterworld and assume that it's going to be good. Water world is not going to be good for anybody.
Of the national conversation and trying to muddy the
No,
water.
I'm not. I'm putting facts forward.
Stupid.
I'm not. I'm putting facts forward. They are facts, right?
Totally
and you totally ignore them. You won't respond to me talking about olive groves in Northumberland or the Ice Age, 1300 to 1600.
That's
Why
got
won't
nothing
you respond
to
to
do.
it? It's got everything to do with it.
Before one of you starts gluing yourself to something.
Okay, well, I mean, this lady, that haircut alone is like automatic L. I'm not trusting what's going on
Back to Charles, which is what we were talking about.
Yeah, let's get back to Prince Charles. More important concept. To anyone who says it's just a summer, here's the NASA climate spiral. It's not water world, it's salty water world where no crops can grow. No, water world is salty water world. I'm talking about the Kevin not the is it Kevin no, not Kevin Spacey. What the fuck was it? Kevin Costner movie, which was a really good movie in my opinion. I agree with her. The issue has nothing to do with capitalism, but has everything to do with the distribution of political power. I love when people say stuff like that. They're like, this has nothing to do with capitalism, but also the distribution of power being in the hands of those who own capital, who end up building governments to go along with their needs and interests, and oftentimes put profit over the interests of the people. And that's, of course, that has nothing to do with capitalism and everything to do with what? You're just like describing how capitalism operates and then turning around and saying, but it has nothing to do with capitalism. If that makes you feel better, then fine, because you've already addressed the problem. You already recognize the problem. You already addressed it, except all those people then always will say profit incentive can work well with climate initiatives. No, it can't. All matter of climate initiatives is anti-capitalist. Why? Because those with the accumulation of power, those with the accumulation of capital are the fucking oil and gas industry. It is literally profitable currently for green energy initiatives to happen. And yet, for some weird reason, everybody thinks AOC means, or Green New Deal means AOC is going to come to your house and fuck you up for eating a hamburger. And that we're going to shoot down planes and instead force people at gunpoint to get on trains. How did that happen? It's not capitalism, but, Shell and BP and Exxon are buying out the remaining fucking green energy companies out there in an effort to literally, one, hedge their bets, okay? And two, slow down the transfer to renewable energy as best as possible. How's that happening? Urgent reminder: the economy is a wholly owned subsidiary of the environment. Fixating on short-term growth while the parent company teeters on the brink of collapse is as myopic as it is negligent. Yeah, I mean, it's true. But that is also, capitalism is about focusing and fixating, hyperfixating on short-term growth, and completely casting aside long-term sustainability. And that's exactly what we're doing when it comes to climate change. Here, let's watch this. There's more. Here, let's watch more fucking...
Oh, you see, John, you're outside enjoying the sunshine. It's not too hot, is it?
No, it's absolutely lovely. It's, 20 degrees out here. It's perfect. But on a serious note, folks, by early next week, you can scrap 20 degrees. It could well be 40 degrees. I think there will be hundreds, if not thousands, of excess deaths early next week. The charts that I can see in front of me are frightening. So we all like nice weather, but this will not be nice weather. This will be potentially lethal weather for a couple of days. It'll be brief, but it'll be brutal.
Oh,
so,
John,
we can...
Yeah. So, John, I want us to be happy about the weather and every single... I don't know
what the fuck? She's literally saying, like, don't fuck my shit up, dude. I'm trying to... Hey, John, you're killing the fucking vibes, yeah? You're killing the vibes. It's nice out. Who cares about Granny dying from heat exhaustion, yeah? Don't talk about it. You're bringing down the fucking mood.
whether something's happened to meteorologists to make you all a little bit fatalistic and harbingers of doom. Because all of the broadcasts, particularly on the BBC, every time I've turned on anyone's talking about the weather, they're saying that there's going to be tons of fatalities. But haven't we always had hot weather, John? I mean, what...
Wait, is this like the British Fox News? What am I watching right now? Is this like a joke? Is this like a bit or something? Like, is this British people trying to do Fox News? It's not real, right? Because they're not even doing good. Like, they're not even doing a good job. They're doing demonstrably a bad job of propagandizing the position. It's kind of funny because, like Fox News does a better job at this because they've had many, many years of training. And also, the target market is, like, really fucking stupid across the board. I feel as though it's... you know, it's not happening in this one.
Wasn't the 76, the summer of 76, that was as hot as this, wasn't it?
No, and you know we are seeing more and more records, more and more frequently, and more severely. So yeah, some people always hark back to the summer of '76, which was a freak event 40-odd years ago, over 40 years ago. But heat waves are becoming more extreme. This is yet another one which is coming down the tracks.
You didn't know that GB News was literally created to be British Fox News? No, I'm unfamiliar with GB News. GBN is more like Newsmax or OAN, I think. Oh, there's literally a video on why the UK's Fox News didn't work by Munecat. Great. I mean, this is like, this is really, really fucking insane.
And, you know, I don't think we should be too light-hearted about the fact that many are going to die early next week because of the heat. 40 degrees, the sort of temperature that this country, I'm afraid, is just not geared up to cope with. So
it's just being fatalistic, John.
I would be worried about early next week, how are your workers going to safely get to work? And if you're an employee, then I would be thinking or asking my employer, you know, with potentially railway lines becoming buckled and lots of infrastructure disruption, how am I going to get to work? Should I be getting to work? There'll be COBRA meetings taking place over the next day or so in top-level government as just to how the country is going to cope with this kind of heat. And all the computer models are now in pretty much agreement that it is going to happen, and it's Monday and Tuesday. And if you go on the Met Office website, there's an amber warning for extreme heat for Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. I think it's Monday and Tuesday which is going to see the peak of the heat, when temperatures will be widely up into the mid, possibly high 30s, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if somebody hits 40, and if we hit 40, that will be unprecedented. The highest temperature we've ever reached or ever recorded in this country is 38.7. There's a good chance we're going to smash that.
Reason.
The climate. Oh, I heard that the other day. Here we are, guys, threatening us. He's worried about the ocean will rise 1/100% over the next 300 fucking years.
Damn, he said fucking.
It's crazy. These people are crazy. And, you know, we want a clean environment. I'm a big environmentalist, and the truth is I want immaculately clean water. We want clean air. And we set all sorts of records during my administration, but we can't destroy our country in doing it. You know, China, the air is filthy. Russia is filthy. India is filthy. Japan is filthy. And that filth goes up, and then it blows into our country. And we're supposed to be clean, and we don't have the power with so-called green, the windmills, you know, remember the windmills? Darling, darling, I want to watch the president. I love him so much. I want to watch him on television tonight. I'm sorry, but the wind isn't blowing. You'll have to wait till another time. Windmills, you know.
There's no batteries. Like, it just like doesn't work. Sorry. This is literally the Herschel Walker take. I know. That's why Herschel Walker is goated. Is this your king? I mean, dude, obviously he's a fucking dumb. I think you guys are forgetting that, like, you know, I'm not, you know, I like Trump for the content, but I still think he's a fucking asshole and an idiot and you know, awful in general. Major Japanese and Chinese cities are literal decades ahead of the U.S. in terms of cleanliness, too. Yeah.
You know, they're all made, the windmills, in Germany and in China.
China!
And more crap is poured if you believe in the carbon footprint. Remember with Obama? The carbon footprint must be saved.
Motherfuckers think, like, dude, people have, like, such a weird one-note attitude about renewable energy. It's fucking insane. Like, they literally think, you know, there's, like, levers and pulleys, right? And, like, when there's wind, the fucking windmill turns. And when the windmill turns, that's how, through like a crankshaft, your fucking house is, your house gets electricity. Like, there's no storage mechanism. There's no, like how the fuck do they think oil works? How do they think oil works? Like, how do you think you power shit with oil and gas? How? If crankshaft energy was real, I could power my whole city. Yeah, we're not talking about jerking off, brother.
Then he hops into Air Force One and he flies to Hawaii to play golf. Spewing
Biden controls the oil, bro. They're cooked.
out a lot of fumes.
Yeah, they think energy works like a Rube Goldberg machine. Exactly. They're like, who knows? Who knows how it works? Folks, believe me, energy works. Like how the world is on fire. Let's see what the Brandon administration was going to do about it.
Temperatures putting lives at risk. The White House could reportedly make a big announcement soon. According to the Washington Post, President Biden could declare a climate emergency as soon as this week. The move would come after 2 stinging defeats for the White House. Citing inflation concerns, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin said he would block President Biden's climate legislation, which includes...
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, come on. You just got to, you know, like the gauntlet. Just think about the gauntlet. Think about the gauntlet. Think about the gauntlet. Think about the gauntlet for a second.
Includes tax incentives for wind and solar power and electric vehicles. The other blow, the Supreme Court's decision limiting the EPA's ability to regulate carbon emissions from power plants. And the extreme temperatures we're seeing through a large portion of the country are putting the issue of climate change front and center. Overseas, historic heat and wildfires are also having a major impact in Europe. The heat wave there is blamed for more than 1,000 deaths in Spain and Portugal. And in the UK, the Health Security Agency announced its first level 4 heat warning, which is the highest possible level. Officials there are calling the brutal temperatures a national emergency. From the U.S. to Europe, we have full coverage this morning with NBC News meteorologist Michelle Grossman and foreign correspondent Claudio Lavanga in Rome. We're going to begin, though, with NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli. So, Mike, we want to start with that Washington Post report that says President Biden...
Adamı söyle Memoli lan Türkler. Memoli.
Is considering declaring a national climate emergency, and it could happen as soon as this week. That's coming from 3 people.
Memeli. Which means one with titties in Turkish.
With the matter, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss private deliberations. NBC News has reached out to the White House. We haven't heard back yet. So, Mike, what options would declaring a national climate emergency give the president when it comes to fighting global warming and climate change?
Well, first, Joe, let's just be clear. The president has made it clear as they issued a statement on Friday saying that climate action remains an urgent priority. And as the president put it, if the Senate refuses to act, he will take strong executive action. A White House official just get back to me a moment ago, in fact, Joe, saying that we are still considering all options and no final decision has been made. But what are those options? This official is pointing out that the president has already taken a number of executive actions to try to deal with climate change, including invoking the Defense Production Act just last month to try to boost the solar manufacturing industry. According to a report from the Center for Biological Diversity, which is urging the president to take this more urgent action, he could also consider actions like invoking the Defense Production Act again, suspending offshore drilling, and halting crude oil exports. Now, of course, as the White House is indicating, this is an option that they have been long considering. There was always
They've been considering it, dude. Law, England fucking declares a national emergency at 104. Meanwhile, Vegas is 110 plus all year, even at night. Yeah, it's so wild that like a city built on inside of the fucking desert that is also like using a fuckload of energy and is totally unsustainable is you know, better equipped at dealing with the extreme heat than I don't know, a country that has never had to deal with it. That's so weird. You're doing the thing. You're doing the AC thing again. Climate change. Just fucking turn on the AC, dumbass. I love that. I love that, dude. It's like, it's so good.
Of pessimism about these talks that Senator Schumer was engaged in with Senator Manchin. And so they're ready for this moment, but now they're kind of doing the final vetting of these options.
Mike, one of the big challenges is last month the Supreme Court severely restricted the EPA's authority to regulate carbon emissions. So how is the White House trying to work around that ruling and to avoid further court challenges down the road?
Yeah, this decision last month was seen by a lot.
SCOTUS is going to declare it unconstitutional to act out. Like, SCOTUS is going to be like, yeah, it's actually constitutional to kill people that want to take away the profits of the oil and gas industry. And it's unconstitutional to even like declare a climate change emergency because it's not real. It's fucking made. It's Chinese propaganda. Awesome. It's so sick. So good. I love that. Thank you.
Of climate activists as a real gut punch. The Obama administration had based so much of its climate policy on using executive authorities, and that was what was struck down by the Supreme Court, specifically the EPA's authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions under the Clean Air Act. Now, White House officials telling me this morning that they believe that that court ruling was actually rather narrow, that this was one narrow ruling on one specific.
Thank you, Fidar, for the 5 get the subs.
Narrow authority, and they believe that there are still authorities within other pieces of legislation that the president can employ at this point, a range of authorities that a range of agencies, even beyond the Environmental Protection Agency, could employ. And so they believe they're on strong legal footing. But when you talk about invoking a climate emergency, I think that's an effort by the White House to give whatever actions the president were to take even more legal authority. We see this in potential action on climate, and we've also been talking about this as a possible public health emergency the administration is considering declaring in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision on abortion. That's where the White House is really in.
So crazy that like the Supreme Court keeps siding with corporations, even when it comes to like neutering the already marginal amount of power that the federal government has in like regulating these corporations and hitting their their profit margins to, I don't know, save the fucking planet. It's crazy. It's crazy that keeps on happening, you know? It's just non-political, by the way. Exactly. The Supreme Court, not political, of course. There is nothing political about capitalism, okay? There's nothing political about capitalism. It's just the way things are, you know? It's just the norm, like the top of the hour ad break that comes at the top of every hour, you know what I mean, for 60 seconds. Or a way to avoid said top of the hour ad breaks by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. You know, thank you, by the way, Fidar, for allowing 5 people to no longer see the ad breaks, because that's another way. If you get lucky, you can get gifted a sub. How is Hasan getting the ads done on time consecutively? Because I'm fucking on fire, bitch, okay? Not call me the UK. Call me Europe, because I'm on fire today, okay? Straight up. In a 6-3 decision, SCOTUS has decided climate change has on fundamental right to continue unimpeded. It's just like, I've been missing desktop streams, okay? You got that Dutch directness in you now? Yeah, directing this dick in your mouth. Fucking got him. Oh my god, also on fire. Here's the 1 minute ad break now, by the way.
In emergency mode on a number of fronts, Joe.
I mean, let's be clear, Mike. Any executive order from the president on climate is likely going to end up in court. So Congress is still, ideally for the president, the best way to make a lasting change. But we know Senator Joe Manchin, he's come out against President Biden's climate and tax plan now. So is there any hope at all for more negotiations in the Senate, or is it pretty much the president having to go it alone here?
Joe, the vice president was actually out giving a speech yesterday, speaking to the NAACP, and as it relates to a number of Biden administration priorities, whether it be voting rights, taking action on abortion, or other policies, she said, we need 2 more votes in the Senate. The White House, as I indicated, was always skeptical that Senator Manchin was going to come around. You heard the president say this on Friday. He was asked if Senator Manchin had been negotiating in good faith. He says, I wasn't negotiating with Senator Manchin, so I couldn't speak to it. There was a view, even in Democratic leadership, that Senator Schumer was perhaps a little bit too optimistic that Manchin could be brought on board with a robust effort to revive the Build Back Better agenda. And so now what the president is calling on Congress to do, the Senate specifically, is to take the few options that Senator Manchin is willing to go ahead with and try to pass that. But really, any further action on climate specifically is going to depend on the midterm elections this fall.
All right, Mike Memoli, thanks for kicking us off this hour. We appreciate it.
How about the Burn the Haters Act, where if you're for more climate change, we throw you in one of those sunspots they won't shut the fuck up about? Boy, bruv, nothing wrong with a little bit of fucking sun, yeah? I'm getting a fucking 10, yeah? Fancy a proper 10, mate? I'm burning up, mate. Thanks, Sauce. Thank you for the 5 Gitter subs, yeah? All right, here's what Bernie Sanders is saying about Joe Jebediah Manchin, okay? Let's hear what Bernie had to say about Manchin.
Senator Joe Manchin, of course, abruptly pulled the plug this week on the Democrats'
No, Martha,
plans
he didn't
to
abruptly.
pass.
Martha,
Okay,
okay.
he abruptly on Friday
He didn't
did
abruptly
that.
do anything.
He was negotiating
sabotaged
for a while.
the president's agenda. No. Look, if you check the record 6 months ago, I made it clear that you have people like Manchin, Sinema to a lesser degree, who are intentionally sabotaging the president's agenda, what the American people want, what a majority of us in the Democratic caucus want. Nothing new about this. And the problem was that we continue to talk to Manchin like he was serious. He was not. This is a guy who is a major recipient of fossil fuel money, a guy who has received campaign contributions from 25 Republican billionaires. Do you think this guy is serious?
Senator, okay, you say he wasn't serious, but Manchin says his main goal is to do what's good for West Virginia, and he's worried about inflation. Listen to what he told the West Virginia radio station. Listen to this, please.
Is that right?
Inflation is absolutely killing many, many people. They can't buy gasoline. They have a hard time buying groceries. Everything they buy and consume for their daily lives is a hardship to them.
Your reaction to that, Senator?
Well, look, the same nonsense that Manchin has been talking about for a year. West Virginia, it's a beautiful state. I've had the pleasure of being there. Great people. It is one of the poorest states in this country. You ask the people of West Virginia whether they want to expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and eyeglasses. You ask the people of West Virginia whether we should demand that the wealthiest people and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. Ask the people of West Virginia whether or not all people should have health care as a human right like in every other country on earth. That's what they will say. In my humble opinion, Manchin represents the very wealthiest people in this country, not working families in West Virginia or America.
And Senator Sanders, I want to end with, if these provisions don't get passed, doesn't look like they will, what does that mean for Democrats' climate goals and the climate itself?
Martha, it ain't Democrats. It isn't the president. It is the future of the planet. So
It's so good.
And the
I mean, but like, Bernie's the only old person that cares about climate change for some weird reason. All these other old fucks are like, I'm gonna die anyway. Who gives a shit? Make me money. There is Athens, by the way. Fun fact, Bernie got more votes in a Democratic primary than Manchin in a Senate race. Wait, really?
If they don't understand inflation is the #1 critical factor that we
Oh, this is what this is the Manchin clip that Bernie was responding
have
to.
that's hurting every family and harming our economy right now, it's inflation. And I'm very much concerned. I have never changed my position. I'm not stringing anybody along. All I said, can't we make sure that what we do does not add fuel to the fire? That's it. If they don't understand inflation is the #1 critical factor that we have that's hurting every family and harming our economy right now.
He doesn't give two fucks about inflation. I mean, you could cool down the economy without triggering a recession with taxes, with the tax increases. So there's that. Colbert and Manchin doesn't care about inflation. Build Back Better was anti-inflationary. His real issue is that the climate provisions might cut the profits of his family's coal business. Yeah. Inflation doesn't seem so important when it comes to the defense budget for Manchin. No, of course not. How does he plan to reduce inflation? By killing workers, dude. Like, he's like, climate change will inevitably kill some of the working poor, so the fucking labor... Well, not killing the working poor, actually. What you need to do is make sure that the working class is exhausted and can't take advantage of the tight labor market. And push wages higher. That's the only way to stop inflation. That's just the only way to do it. All right, let's get to the Uvalde body cam footage with new reports pointing to the systemic failures in police response to the Uvalde
more
school
troubling
shooting.
images and a new report about the botched police response to the Uvalde school shooting. That city's mayor has now released body cam footage from first responders, and that footage shows confusion among some of the officers about what exactly is happening, even though one policeman told the others his wife could be among the victims. Lilia Luciano is in Uvalde for us once again this morning. Lilia, good morning. First comprehensive report to come out. What are we learning?
Well, Tony, what we're getting is a fuller picture of the chaos of that excruciating.
Bro, this video, the Uvalde story is so fucking crazy. Because it's quite literally like every week they're like, oh my God, it turns out they were dumber than we thought. Oh my God, it turns out here's a video of a cop literally being like, I don't really care about fucking this school shooting. Like, my favorite show is on, and I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get home on time. Like, it's just cop shit. And it is in broad fucking daylight for the first time ever. Because people finally fucking were like, let's ask some questions about the situation, because this is a devastating incident, right? And something doesn't add up with what the cops were fucking saying. That's it.
Weight, but what we may never understand is having an understanding of why it took nearly 400 officers from at least 7 different law enforcement agencies 73 minutes to take down the shooter. I will warn you, the images you're about to see were edited to protect the families, but many will still find them distressing.
Oh, shots fired! Get inside! Go, go, go!
Take cover, guys. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding?
New body cam footage released by the Uvalde mayor shows the first moments officers arrived at Robb Elementary School.
Dog, you might be thinking, 400 officers? 7 fucking different precincts and 7 agencies? What the fuck's going on? This is America as a police state. This is what happens when the only fucking institutions that are actually getting funding, adequate funding, more than adequate funding, and expansive budgets is the military for policing overseas and colonialism, and the police force for policing domestically and operating as an occupying force here. And for the record, all the fucking ex-military motherfuckers in the chat will also admit this, but like, as much as the army and as much as the military loves to say, like, you know, how brave they are or whatever, ultimately, it's not like they're more competent either. They're certainly more competent than the cops, and they have a different rule. They have different rules of engagement. But being in the military and touring in Afghanistan, in many instances, is about fucking literally just getting shot at with sniper fire from across the, across the fucking tree line, ducking into a trench, or hiding behind a fucking wall as you wait for air cover to come in and fucking rip wherever the tree line is. With air support. That's it. That's like what the military does. Because human beings are not John Rambo. Human beings are not like the way that you see human beings in movies. We're understandably terrified of guns. We're understandably terrified of losing our lives. This is a perfectly normal thing. But the idea that we have John Rambos everywhere, both in fucking both in the military and both in the fucking police force, is a silly notion that allows this level of militarization in the police force, and allows the funds to never dry out for the police force. It allows the Uvalde police force to get 40% of the fucking budget. Okay? That's how it works. But when push comes to shove, this is the reality. When push comes to shove, this is how cops operate, because that's how humans operate. This is how it is.
That's my wife's classroom. He's shooting in the classroom. I got me, right?
About 4 minutes after the shooter entered rooms 111 and 112, one officer is grazed. School police officer Ruben Ruiz was heard in the background, recognizing his wife's classroom.
Dude, we gotta get in there. We gotta get in there. He just keeps shooting.
But seconds later, confusion and misinformation. In a different body cam video from another officer who heads outside to take cover and alert dispatch, he seems to believe the suspect is inside an office.
He's contained. We got multiple officers inside the building at this time. He believes he's barricaded in one of the offices. Messed up, is still shooting.
Shortly after, the urgency fades and officers are seen waiting and waiting.
What are we doing
looking
here?
for guidance.
What are we doing here?
Some begin to break windows and pull students out of the building.
Yeah, go, 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 go.
By now, we see the first images of the school district's chief of police, Pete Arredondo.
Sir, if you can hear me, please put your firearm down, sir. We don't want anybody else hurt.
Arredondo and other officers try to negotiate with the suspect.
Let me know if there's any kids in there or anything. This could be peaceful.
We hear police dispatch alert officers.
Are you fucking kidding me? You know, there's a reason why there's a specialist for this shit, dude. Even in the movies you see that, where they're like, oh, don't talk to the fucking guy holding the hostages until the hostage negotiator comes in. This motherfucker's like, yo, bro, come on. Please, if I say pretty pink, please, will you leave the kids alone?
That a child is calling 911 from inside a classroom.
Oh, by the way, they just straight up lied. Every one of these videos shows that they just lied across the board as like little pieces came fucking falling. Bit by bit. Every single thing that they said originally, and then every single follow-up that they had to like cover their fucking tracks, all a lie. Remember when they were like, we didn't know there was still shooting happening?
Hey, what was that?
Close to 5 minutes later.
And for the record, the reason why they thought that they could get away with lying like this was because cops protect cops. This is how it works. Cops lie all the time. As I've said before, they have a term for it. It's called test-a-lying. And that's the reason why they thought they could get away with it. But this time it was like such a severe situation that like 19 little babies were fucking slaughtered so ruthlessly that there was a little bit of pushback from the media for once. Instead of taking everything that they said hook, line, and sinker. They said they had no body armor. They said they have no method of communication with dispatch. All was a fucking lie. By the way, thank you to the anonymous gifter for gifting 10 gifted subs. And they had fucking body cam footage. Like, why did you lie about it? Well, they lied about it because they thought that they would be able to get away with it.
Arredondo is seen heading towards a classroom, not where the shooter was, to test keys and appears unable to open it. More minutes tick by, with little action appearing to be taken by the officers inside the school, besides trying to talk to the suspect.
Please put your gun down, sir. Please don't hurt anyone else.
And more keys to open the door that we've come to learn was likely already unlocked.
We're testing keys.
There were multiple systemic failures.
On Sunday, a Texas committee found that the chaotic scene was caused by a lack of leadership. The committee released a 77-page report which found that those first responders who went right towards a shooter's classroom within minutes acted appropriately at first. But all officers failed to prioritize saving the lives of...
Bro, where's his manners, dude? Where's the mass school shooter's manners? The chief of police is saying, "Pretty pink, please." I'm surprised. I mean, seriously.
Of innocent victims over their own safety. It also found that the shooter had a problematic history and even earned the nickname school shooter on social media platforms because of violent threats he would make against other users.
If you know there's active shooting, active killing going on, or somebody is dying, the standard is you have to continue to do something to stop that killing.
The report said that there were no villains, that nobody acted other than the shooter, of course, with ill motive. It also states that while it's likely most people died within the first minutes, it's plausible others may have been saved if police had acted sooner. They're waiting for more medical evidence to conclude how many. Tony.
All right, Lilia, thank you very much. Lilia made that note at the end. The report points out that some victims died on the way to the hospital. So while they use the word plausible, I think anyone who's even been around an ER will tell you that if you're alive on the way to the hospital and you could have gone sooner, there's a good chance they would have had a better shot at saving your life.
100%. That's how that works.
Well, certainly, Ryan, it paints the chaos of the day. We've spent the day reporting about the investigative committee's findings, and a lot of it talks about the chaos of the day, the lack of command. And what we see in this newly body camera footage that we obtained from the mayor here of the city of Uvalde, Don McLaughlin, releasing it to us first. What you see here is a picture of officers really not in control. You have officers outside of the school trying to assess the situation, and then you have officers inside. And specifically, for the first time, we've seen that video, Ryan, of the inside of the school, the hallway of the school. For the first time now on this body camera footage, we see Pete Arredondo, the school police chief. We get to see him in action as he's talking to the officers, as he's near the door of where the classroom is, and some of the decision-making that goes into it. Certainly, viewers may find some of the footage disturbing, so just a warning on that. Certainly the language and the footage really depicts just that day, what officers were facing and the chaos of that day.
Shots fired! 701. Get inside! Go, go, go! Shot in the head.
New body cam video released by the Uvalde mayor shows the frantic first moments police arrived on scene at Robb Elementary. This video taken by Uvalde Police Sergeant Daniel Coronado as he made his way inside the building. But within moments, more gunshots.
Shots fired inside the building, Uvalde! Which building?
I want to point out that like a lot of the fucking body camera footage, at least like they're showing, is making them look more favorable too. It doesn't seem like it to you because like they're fucking awful, but it's the best that they could do.
I can't break. Somebody can break. Careful, guys. Shot fired. Keep your guys right up. Get there. Can't break in here. Can you somebody break?
Take cover, guys.
After taking cover outside, Sergeant Coronado gives his first update on the situation to
Chat, breathing that hard in a situation is normal. I mean, I know most likely fat, just like all these other fucking cops, but it is a high intensity situation. Not to defend him, but like he's not just like winded, you know what I mean? It's you start hyperventilating in a situation like that because you're scared. No, he is fat. No, I know he's fat. He's a cop. Of course he's fat. What do you mean? Have you seen American cops? Dude, going into Europe, cops literally look like fucking models, dude. It's insane. I forgot that cops are not fat in other parts of the country, or other parts of the planet, sorry. Look at his fucking watch. It's like squeezing. His body is squeezing out the fucking watch, dude.
responding officers.
Okay, guys, he's inside this building. We have him contained. He's gonna be on the building on the west side of the property.
This guy is literally taking cover outside the building like I'm playing fucking Tarkov, dude. Yeah, that's what I do too. That's not called taking cover. That's called running and hiding, okay? When you double back and you leave the fucking vicinity where the school shooting is happening and decide to fucking throw kids and their bodies in front of you, because that's literally what you're doing. What you're supposed to be doing in a situation like this, the proper protocol for police, is to literally throw your body on the line. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't need to pass a physical test to become a policeman in the U.S. No, dude. The only thing you need to pass is make sure that you don't get too high of a fucking IQ score. That's it.
Careful with the windows. Facing east. Right there.
Minutes later, Coronado tells dispatch what he believes is happening. That the gunman is in one of the school's offices, not a classroom.
Male subject's in the school on the west side of the building. He's contained. We got multiple officers inside the building at this time.
I think.
We believe he's barricaded in one of the offices. Male subject is still shooting.
But as the minutes continue to tick by, the urgency first seen by the initial response fades away. Instead, Uvalde police officers are seen hunkering down, waiting for more backup. Critical moments pass by at a time children were still alive in the classroom. At one point, you can hear Sergeant Coronado asking for permission to open a door into the hallway, where armed officers are already.
Bro, this is so fucked up, dude. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Are you joking, bro? Motherfucker's on on Twitter, dude. Also, it's got to be really hard distinguishing between cops. Like, it's wild how much they look exact. Like, every cop looks the same. It's insane.
Waiting for more backup.
He's posting like, damn, bro, shit's heated up in here. I'm in a school shooting. Hashtag club going up.
Critical moments pass by at a time children were still alive in the classroom.
Yeah, he's playing Farmville, dude. He's like, I gotta check in on my farm, dude. I might get invaded.
At one point, you can hear Sergeant Coronado asking for permission to open a door into the hallway, where armed officers are already inside.
Officers inside the building. Am I clear to open the door here on the south side of the building?
It's after this moment that we learn that Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo is inside the building, as other officers crowd around looking for guidance. Arredondo has been a central figure in the state's investigation of the shooting. DPS Director Steve McCraw calling his actions on the day of the massacre a quote.
Yeah, bro, tell me I'm wrong, bro. I swear to God, they fucking make the more thumb-like you are, the higher your level of cop is. Literally, they only made him the highest level cop. They made him chief of police because he's the fattest, dude. Literally, look at this man. He's just the most thumb-like, bro. He is literally just like, oh, bro, okay, well, I guess we gotta... Come on, bro. Arredondo has to be police chief, bro. You've been slacking on the donuts. You haven't been eating your fucking, you know, you haven't been eating your fucking. Guys, I'm forgetting what the name is. The police chief is totally their fall guy, the scapegoat, and no one sees it. Yeah, I mean, he's bad, but everything is bad.
Inside the building, as other officers crowd around looking for guidance. Arredondo has been a central figure in the state's investigation of the shooting. DPS Director Steve McCraw calling his actions on the day of the massacre a, quote, abject failure. As more officers arrive and more in action, you can hear police begin to seek direction.
What are we doing here?
We also have video from Officer Justin Mendoza, who also arrived on the scene. At 11:58 local time, police helped the first students and teachers from a nearby classroom escape the building. At the same time, Sergeant Coronado can be seen helping children escape from a window outside. At this point, it had been nearly 25 minutes since police first entered the building. More than 12 minutes later, we get our first glimpse of Chief Arredondo.
No, he literally is like, what are we doing here? We're cops. We're not supposed to solve anything. We're not supposed to stop like a school shooting from happening. What are we doing here? It's weird.
In the hallway of Robb Elementary. You can hear him pleading with the gunman to give up, but seemingly unaware that children may still be inside the classroom.
Let me know if there's any kids in there or anything. This could be peaceful. Could you tell me your name? Anything I can know, please?
Moments later, a critical piece of the puzzle from the camera of Officer Mendoza. 911 dispatch.
You only need to run a 9-minute mile to be a cop, brother. There's like 8 people there that can do that, and those are like the Bortak guys. Okay. People saying you can walk that. You think any of those fat fucks can walk a fucking 9-minute mile, brother? Are you insane? Are you out of your mind? Did you not see what that dude was doing? He was hyperventilating. It's 1.5 miles in 13 minutes, not 9.
Dispatch gives a chilling account from a student still in the classroom.
You have a child on the line.
Hey, what was that?
It's going to be room 12. I will need to see my name. He is in the room full of victims. Full of victims at this moment.
And yet, even with that information, 6 minutes go by without any sort of response. Then we see Arredondo with a set of keys, trying and failing to make entry into a classroom near where the gunman is barricaded, eventually handing the keys off to another officer, who does make entry. More heavily armored officers arrive, but no one gives the order to go in. Then suddenly, a new round of gunfire.
What happened? I thought the fucking, I thought the brutality was over. Like, they made it seem like it was, right? I mean, they made it seem like it was not an active shooting situation. It almost feels like if everybody recognizes that it was an active shooting situation, you will recognize that this was a clear abdication of responsibility. That their duty, not constitutionally protected, by the way. Of course, the Constitution found police to not be legally liable in an instance like this. So they are constitutionally doing the correct thing, right? But their job clearly states, or their standard of protocol, their SOP or whatever the fuck it's called, means that they have to run directly in the fucking directly towards the shooter and fight him with everything they have. Right? They're not doing that. So they have to lie and be like, "Oh, it wasn't an active shooting situation. Like, we just didn't realize."
But after those gunshots, Arredondo again tries to talk with the shooter.
Can you hear me, sir?
And again, minutes later.
Sir, if you can hear me, please put your firearm down, sir. We don't want anybody else hurt.
Yeah, general SOPs for active shooting scenarios is to immediately engage a barricaded subject. The subject opens fire. Yes.
I know.
That's what we're doing.
But I guess the SOP for Arredondo was asking nicely. I mean, it's literally like a meme. It's like, have you tried asking him nicely? Have you tried calling the fucking mass shooter sir and say pretty pink please? No. Well, guess what, dude? You deserve it. Then you couldn't.
We're trying to get him out.
After no response, police still stand around without much urgency. Over the course of the next nearly 30 minutes, we see more officers arrive. The video obtained by CNN cuts
Oh, thank God, more Thumbelinas arrived, dude, on scene. What are they gonna do, bro? Also, simultaneously ask. They're gonna have him surrounded so they can ask nicely one more time.
out moments before police breach the classroom and kill the shooter at 12:51 local time. By then, many young, innocent children and
it's just so disrespectful because, like, there's another story I'm going to show you after this where basically cops in Denver injured 5 fucking bystanders while shooting a man who allegedly pointed a gun at police officers, okay? Cops literally did a fucking mass shooting in Denver. Like, that's so insane to me. We already talked about Jalen Walker, where the cops got together and like and unloaded like 90 bullets in his vicinity, in his direction, 60 fucking wounds on Jalen Walker's corpse, handcuffing his like dead body on the ground. Okay, so like we know they're capable of being brutal. Hasan, come on, Hasan, this is a school, not a traffic stop. What do you mean, come on, Hasan, this is a school, not a traffic stop? They shouldn't do that thing at the traffic stop, and they should actually be a little bit more fucking active in this circumstance. I know you're joking. I think you're joking. I can't tell sometimes. Sorry.
their 2 teachers were dead.
And so, Ryan, this certainly paints a more complete picture. Remember, that video that leaked of the school hallway really upset the mayor here, Mayor Don McLaughlin. He was furious over that leak because he felt it was unfair to the families, and he also felt that it was unfair to the investigation because it only showed us one side of what was going on at that school. And so this new video, and this is why he released it, Ryan, what I think our viewers need to understand is that the district attorney, the investigators here, have been holding this video back. And he felt that out of transparency, for transparency purposes, out of fairness, that this side of the investigation, that this side of what happened that day needed to be released. He potentially faces some kind of consequences for doing this, but he says he doesn't care. He's even been afraid that perhaps the district attorney would prosecute him if he was to release this information. But he feels that in fairness to the family, in fairness to this investigation, that it needed to be released. And the other thing we should note for viewers is that we did not publish this. We did not air this video until we knew that family members had been made aware that this video existed and that the mayor said that he would be releasing it. And so we took a lot of that into consideration, of course. But I think this video is very important. It takes, people inside the halls of that school. It shows the police response and just how terrible it was, how some of the decision making was very confusing. You had officers outside who really didn't know what was going on inside. And as we've heard all day, there was no command structure. There was no one making decisions, and it was kind of a free-for-all. And I think this video illustrates that. It also shows that officers were getting kids out of the other classrooms, of course, and rescuing those kids. But significant, of course, in all of this is the fact that the
fucking chief stopped the husband of the dead teacher to go to the classroom. Uvalde PD keeps back Ruben Ruiz while his wife was in the room with the gunman.
Ruben, she said she shot Johnny.
What the fuck? Bro, that's insane. Just let him go in, dude. What is this? And he listened, too. What the fuck? They're like, get him out of here. He's being belligerent. He wants to fucking stop the shooting from happening. He said, bro, what the fuck? Dude, walk it off. Ruben, walk it off, Lieutenant Ruiz. Remember, you're a cop. You're not supposed to do anything in the situation. For a second, you thought you were, I don't know, like a school child or something. Like, they are the ones who are supposed to be fighting back against this school shooter. Isn't that the cop people were sitting on for checking his phone and seeing if his wife was all right? I think they claim that, but I don't think that's the same cop. But maybe. They all look the same, so I don't know. Literally every cop has the same thumb-like shape. Impossible to fucking figure out which cop is which, so... Supreme Court rules 6-3 that the shooter should just carry out his constitutional right without police intervention. Yeah, they should leave. Please tell me you saw this. 3 cops opened fire at a Denver bar. Yes.
Now to
We're going to cover it in a little bit. Let's finish this
Police
first.
response just really was so bad, and I think that's what this video illustrates. And that's why the mayor said, look, I know this is...
Yeah, that's a different cop, chat. Oh, wait, no, that's also a different cop. She says she shot down there in the most calm and relaxed voice and just walked out. Didn't need to be forced out. What the actual fuck? I'm losing my mind. I mean, he might be like fucking, I don't know, in shock or something. I don't know.
Going to probably not be great for us, but it needs to be released. And as they announced today, they will be making changes to the police department and also enhancing some training and making some new measures so that hopefully, you know, of course, this doesn't happen again, Ryan.
Shimon, that is hard to watch. There's no other way to describe it. Especially, I know hindsight is 20/20, but to see and hear those gunshots going off and knowing what was on the other side of that door.
Hindsight is 20/20. What about foresight? We all knew that this was shit. We all knew that they were fucking just completely incompetent.
Is just unbelievable. And then to see the police officers not even knowing for 100% certainty that the gunman was in a classroom with children is just, I don't know. It is, it almost leaves you speechless.
It's the confusion of that I think we keep hearing. I think this is so important. There was just an extreme amount of confusion for some reason. And the fact that people didn't know that you had a sergeant who was outside making these decisions, it just seemed strange. He was asking for the wrong things. He had no idea what was going on inside. And I think that's where the breakdown clearly was. And, you know, we saw that in the report. And, of course, we've been hearing a lot about that. But, you know, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. There's still other footage that we need to see and radio transmission. So we're getting there. And I think this is the other thing. We have been asking for this video for quite some time, really since the beginning. And finally, we have it here. And the mayor, I think it was the families, hearing the families, our interviews with the families, him listening to the families. And so we kept asking him for it. And finally, he said it was time to release it for transparency reasons. And so here we are today. And I think it will give viewers, it's difficult to watch, certainly, but it will give them another perspective of what happened here. And it's a very important perspective.
And now to Uvalde, Texas, and the fiery public response to a report highlighting failures in the police response to that school shooting that killed 19 young children and 2 of their teachers. People filled the room at last night's school district meeting demanding that officials explain those mistakes and take responsibility. Lydia,
good luck asking for a fucking a cop or a representative of the police to take responsible for anything. That's not going to happen. But good luck. I mean, try.
Luciano is in Uvalde, where she attended that meeting. Leila, good morning. I saw
conservatives are running laps of victory around now about some 22-year-old stopping a shooter and shouting about how right they are while shoving all this away. Again, they lack object permanence. They have baby brains. So, of course, they're like, oh, we got one. We got one. We got one. Good guy with a gun. Good guy with a gun. We got one. Good guy with a gun, dude. That's it. Fucking avoid the mountain of evidence that, like, having a gun in any sort of situation escalates that situation to increases dramatically the likelihood of gun violence happening. And the millions of other instances where good guys, the goodest of all guys, cops with guns, have failed to do the right thing, failed to apprehend a shooter, and just focus on the one instance. If neither had guns and the 3 people wouldn't die, literally don't need to look past the story. Exactly.
One parent say every time we hear something, it re-triggers us. It like opens the pain up all over again. And what they heard yesterday was horrendous. Good morning to you.
That's right, Gail. And for Good morning. For many of those parents I talked to and I heard from, it was the first school board meeting that they attended. They say they had to do it. This community is in shock that School Police Chief Pete Arredondo is still on administrative leave. They want him fired, and they also called for the superintendent to step down. This community is ready for change, and they are angry.
You saw the videos. It's out there, and now we all know the truth.
That truth, spelled out in excruciating detail in a damning report by state lawmakers, brought an outraged community to Monday's Uvalde School District meeting.
What are you going to do to make sure I don't have to wait 77 minutes bleeding out on my classroom floor just like my little sister did?
Raw grief, fear, and skepticism, including among Uvalde's youngest, like Maylee Taylor.
I don't want to go to your guys' school.
Liberals be like, ISO cops that are between Uvalde cops absolutely doing nothing and Denver cops just absolutely blasting a crowd. I'm going crazy. The system is broken around those core. I'm the resident liberal here. What? I understand what you're trying to say.
If they don't have protection.
The superintendent outlined changes the district is making to protect students, from tightening school access points and adding more security cameras to hiring additional police officers. But many said the precautions are too little too late.
You hired trash. That's not right. I lost a loved one right here.
The state's investigation found that school administrators did not adequately prepare for the risk of an armed intruder, pointing to faulty locks and relaxed security policies.
He's saying that libs want cops that are somehow between those two levels of inactivity and violence? Oh, yeah. When the reality is the solution to all of this comes from structural change, you know, legislation, making it harder to have weapons, things like that. Because, like, as much as I shit on cops for creating a fucking false notion that they are, like, literally stopping, stopping shooters dead in their tracks and, like, fucking swan diving in front of cocks to, like, prevent rapes from happening or whatever the fuck the media makes it seem like cops are doing on a regular basis. I understand that they're human beings in the end. I mean, barely, but still. And human beings are cowards. They don't want to fucking die. Okay? They don't want to die. Make the jobs fucking more manageable and easier by, I don't know, trying to take away some of these fucking guns that are on the streets. It's crazy. But no, we want to act like cops are superhuman and they can, like, they will always fucking run and put themselves in danger regularly. You know? When that's not the case. It's not the case. Of course that's not the case. It's fucking crazy.
That gave the attacker unimpeded access to enter the classrooms.
And the only time they actually fucking put themselves in danger, or the narrative that they're constantly putting themselves in fucking danger, is a justification for all of the not so dangerous times when they fucking have a hair trigger and mag dump into like a unarmed black suspect running away. That's to justify that level of brutality. Okay?
The superintendent, you're top dog, correct?
Yes.
So you should know what's going on in your schools?
Correct.
Why don't you?
The report also concluded that the gunman likely murdered most of his victims before any responders set foot in the building, and that others may have survived if police hadn't assembled in a hallway waiting to act for an additional 73 minutes.
I feel like most of these meetings are pointless.
This was the first school board meeting for Jose Flores Sr. and Cynthia Herrera since their 10-year-old Jose Flores was killed. 2 days after the shooting, we spoke with his stepsister, 9-year-old survivor Andrea Herrera. The parents say Andrea's not returning to school until they see significant change.
I'm scared that it just might happen again.
And is it hard having to see all these officers around? Well, I don't even focus on that. Everybody who was recorded in that video and ran the other way, they all need to be fired. There's no point of having them there.
Superintendent Hal Harrell stood by the move to put Arredondo on leave. He said the board will use the findings from the committee investigating the shooting from those legislators to make a final decision. They did not say when that decision will come. Tony.
Only be put in class with an active shooter for an hour? That's not how that works.
All right, Lilia, thank you very much.
Yeah, part of the frustration, I think, for these families is it's been so difficult to get a straight answer. When you think about what happened in the beginning, that big news conference with the governor and all the officials praising the work that the law enforcement officers had done, and then to see on tape that none of that was true.
I know.
It's just heartbreaking and very frustrating.
Yeah, nice little fucking paid leave, dude. What do you mean? Nice little fucking paid leave action. You know how it is. You know how it works. American cities struggle with public safety amid police. What? Amid police shortage. Oh, here we fucking go. Police staff shortage leading to delayed response times. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh brother. Hey, by the way, so in that instance, cops were like, cops were too cowardly to fucking shoot. But let's look at another instance when they did actually pull up.
Denver, where people want to know how 5 bystanders got hit by gunfire just as the bars were letting out in Lodo. Denver police say a 21-year-old suspect did point a gun at officers at 20th and Larimer, just blocks from Coors Field. But it's not clear how so many people got hit. Our investigator, Rick Salinger, is looking for answers. Rick?
Well, Jim, the question is, did police
God, I love local news. I'm sorry, but this is such a local news moment, unrelated to the fucking horrifying news coverage that we're covering.
Fire into a crowd, or did the bullets take an unexpected, unfortunate path? And it turns out the suspect was no stranger.
Bro, local news will always, I mean, always fucking... Did the bullets take an unexpected path? What do you mean? The fuck is wrong with you, dude? What the fuck do you mean the bullets took an unfortunate path? I've never seen this level, dude. What the fuck? Yo, this isn't passive voice, dude. This is active. You're just actively defending the fucking cops. Yeah, oh yeah. Show his mugshot, dude. Come on.
Was no stranger to law enforcement. In 2017, Jordan Waddy got 5 years behind bars after a person was killed in a marijuana deal.
Bro, that's crazy. Did the cops know that, though? That's crazy. I didn't realize that, like, that's how that works. They're still doing the he's no angel shit, dude. Look at this black man. Look at the mugshot of a black man. So what's up? Did he kill the person? He got 5 years behind bars, so he clearly wasn't the fucking responsible party in the marijuana deal gone wrong. Let's not talk about fucking how marijuana deals should not even be done in a black market style affair in Colorado. So there's that reality too. Okay, he's talking about marijuana affairs. Okay. So, what? You're trying to pin the fucking responsibility and blame on this dude who I know Colorado's legal. I know. They are engaging in a post hoc justification, as the chatter pointed out. They are engaging in the he was no angel rhetoric, which I thought we cleaned up.
He did not have a gun then. But here at 20th...
Yeah, he did not have a gun then.
...and Larimer, as the bars let out early Sunday morning, police say he did.
A gun...
Police say he did. Did he have one? Did they recover it?
Was recovered. We identified, or we...
Is that his gun?
...stated that in the statement, and the person was charged with felony menacing.
During a...
Oh, never mind, bro. Okay. Well, a gun was recovered, and it's, we just assume that it's his gun.
Fight. Police say they saw Waddy lift up his hoodie as though he was reaching for a gun. A police document says they approached him, and he pointed a firearm in their direction. 4 to 6 gunshots were heard as Waddy fell to the ground. Besides the suspect, 2 men and 3 women were injured as the officers fired.
I see a woman collapse, and at first I didn't really realize what was happening because there was a massive...
Bro, cops literally did the mass shooting in Denver. That's insane.
...crowd, and everyone kind of took off running in different directions.
Police returned to the scene Monday to try to unravel exactly what happened. Video will help.
Body-worn cameras were on, and our officers that were involved did have body-worn cameras on. Additionally, there's also going to be halo camera footage from the downtown area.
It should also help determine if police fired into a crowd.
Is the shroud?
Dude, how the fuck? Who fired into the crowd? Who did? If it's not the police, what is he saying, bro? They fucking did, dude. Dude, they did. They already did. What are you doing? They already did that. What, do you think bullets were just fucking hailing? Bro, why is it a JFK assassination every time fucking cops do a police shooting? Like they're just like, who could have done such a thing? We don't know. Who, I ask? It must have been raining bullets that day. Exactly. From the police, that was my earlier point. The system is rotten like a cancer. It has to be rooted out and destroyed, then rebuilt. We need chemotherapy level for police violence.
Shrapnel. Is this debris? Is it direct fire? Is it indirect fire?
There is one of those halo cameras right outside where this happened. Police have interviews to conduct as well as reviewing a lot of that video. They hope to have more.
Bro, God, this is, by the way, this works alongside the other thing, okay? There's a reason why the Uvalde cops get away with that shit, or thought that they could get away with it, because local news usually covers police shootings in this exact same tone. Oh, well, they were unloading into a crowd, but who knows where the bullets were hailing from? It seems a lot like bullets were randomly materializing in the air, I think. Anyway, that's fucking wild shit. God, local news is so fucking awful. Holy fuck. But then national news is awful too. Look, police staff shortages leading to delayed response times.
Police departments around the country struggling to meet the growing need with departments stretched thin.
Kansas City 911, call taker 22.
Heading into a busy summer where calls for 911 emergency service spike.
Is she threatening or fighting with anybody right now?
So not only are you dealing with shortages out there in the field, but in this room.
The people work here are working long hours, extra overtime to cover other shifts, but we have to have someone answering the call, so it's a critical.
The worker shortage is already disrupting public safety around the country by causing delays in law enforcement response times and a reduction in detectives working cases.
Where has the American workforce gone? It's like they just vanished. And obviously police, we're not immune to it.
In Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Quentin Lucas is seeing a shortage across all open jobs, but tells us hiring.
Okay, I'm done with this fucking propaganda bullshit. It's top of the hour ad break time. Okay, I can't. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. They died of COVID, by the way. Like they didn't. They either retired because they were gonna retire anyway, and they were like, "Oh, I'm retiring because of COVID restrictions," or they just fucking died of COVID.
Famous on Instagram, decided to block traffic in front of the Supreme Court because girl power means blocking traffic. And that's when police officers did something they've never done before. Those mean cops put both Sandy Cortez and Ilhan Omar in invisible handcuffs and led them away with their hands behind their back. You're seeing those images on the screen right now. Now, several media outlets picked up these images as proof that Sandy Cortez and Ilhan Omar are deeply oppressed. For Sandy Cortez, the trauma was real. Totally, it was her lived experience.
Okay, the memeing, that meme, that's a stylistic point. I fucking called it, dude. What did I say?
Glad you're back stateside and streaming all day.
He's wearing a coat in 90-degree heat. It's just the latest harrowing tale of Sandy Cortez's tenure in Congress, her life since Boston University. You may recall that nearly a year and a half ago, she almost died.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has given a harrowing account of her experience on January 6th.
A harrowing and emotional account of what happened to her during the Capitol riot. It's one of the most harrowing accounts so far.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, tell that harrowing story.
The harrowing story of how she hid from attackers during the Capitol riot.
Boom, boom, boom.
Disclosing new harrowing.
Okay, this part definitely I did not call. I did not think that he was going to mock AOC for like, and claim that she's like lying about being scared at Congress. That I'll admit that that's the one part that I did not dial in. And no, Germa's chat can't hear me. I muted myself in the chat already.
Harrowing details.
Oh, but the laugh! I got the laugh down! Let's go! Let's fucking go! I even got the laugh down! Dude, stop! Stop playing with me!
Chatter mom.
Oh, I got the Joker laugh too! That's points.
Being Casey Hunt looking right into the camera. Harrowing! It's very harrowing! Your average television host has a list of like 19 approved words and they must read for them. And that day, harrowing was at the top of the list.
It's my
okay.
1 year sub anniversary.
He didn't do the
Also,
J6 like those guys didn't go to jail thing. There's still so much to talk about, obviously, with regards to politics and everything that's going on in the world. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time today to get through it, but hey, that means there's enough content for tomorrow. Okay? I love you all. And I don't know what else to say. That was incredible. Also, give me some fucking funny things that I can say to Ludwig. Like funny things that I could tweet at Ludwig about how he's a sore loser.
Hassle.
Please.